Yo, can you give us a little rap for the very first podcast together? Can you?
What? No.
Come on.
Fuck you.
Off the rip. Come on. Yeah. His name
Turn
is
up in my
Kevin.
headphones.
Yeah. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not doing it. No.
I was so excited. I thought you were going to do a little rap. You've only been asking for that instrumental for a year.
Not a full year just yet.
We welcome you to the first ever Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin. How you doing, my friend?
Huh?
How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great, buddy.
Podcast off to a banging start, let me tell you.
Here we are.
Kevin's got his coffee. He's got his heating pad, which almost kind of makes you feel like you're 86 years old.
Well, at least I'm down 4 from you calling me 90 10 seconds ago.
Look, man,
calls me 90, asks me to freestyle rap, calls me 86.
You think Eminem's going to be rapping at 90?
I don't think he'll make it.
To 90?
Nope.
Nah, 100%, man. Eminem's going to make it to be like 100.
Nope.
Eminem's like one of those like anomalies. Like he'll be in the nursing home and just, we'll see viral video of him when we're 90, well, I'm 90 and he's just going to be spitting bars.
So you just, no, wait, do you know how math?
How old's Eminem?
49.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What, do you think he was? Well, what, you're 53?
I thought he was 36.
You thought he was 36?
I did. I thought he was my age. If I look that good at 49, I don't look that good at 36. So if I look that good at 39 or 49, I've done something right with my life. I want to welcome you to the podcast. You can always follow us at DJ Hi Kevin, HIKEVIN, not to be confused with HIGH, which stands for weed.
Which stands for weed. And you can find him. This is Radio Shorty. He can be found everywhere at MicroDick27.
Small penis. Look, man, when I was coming up with the podcast, I, of course, love to sit and talk to people and have conversations. But, part of my job was to entertain. When I was on the radio, it was to, talk about the Super Bowl and talk about, different things and get people riled up. And so I was like, I need a co-host. I need someone that knows this world. And watching you on Twitch by yourself, with no co-host, with no one around you, but all the people in the chat, I was like, man, no better person than Mr. DJ Hi Kevin.
No bet. You are sadly mistaken.
Why? No.
However, I'm grateful for being here, man.
I truly mean that.
Thank you. Well, I truly mean that. I think that you're gonna do cool things with this, and I wouldn't get behind it if I didn't 100% believe in it. Actually yesterday I spoke with my father on the phone, and he was like, "Oh, that's really cool that you're doing that with him. He knows of you,
Does your dad know? Does your dad listen to podcasts? Does he know what podcasts are? I mean, some people don't.
Oh yeah, he does. I don't think he listens to them, but he's always been a pretty big talk radio guy.
Yeah, okay.
Which is kind of what got me into it because you sit in the car and you listen to Sunday morning tag sale instead of the radio.
Wait, what is tag sale?
Like a radio tag sale?
No, I don't know what that is.
Like a swap shop, like the shit they do on Stern.
Well, no, I've heard the Howard Stern stuff, but that plays.
That's
up
a real thing. Yeah. So when I was growing up, on my way to hockey practice every weekend morning, that would be on.
I never
would have people call and be like, I got this for sale.
I'll be honest. I always thought that was because we hear the prank phone calls and Howard Stern, and I kind of thought the whole thing was fake. Like the radio announcer, they just had fake, and it was just not a real thing. Because down here, I've never heard of that.
That's funny. No, it's super real, and I used to actually love listening to it. You just sit there and people call in, and they're ISO, or they're looking to sell.
Well, actually on the phone right now, we have, looks like Richard and Sal would like to call into the podcast.
Perfect. Yes.
About 8 people understood that joke. And
Yes, I'm looking for.
So okay. So your dad, now pressure's on because your dad's going to be listening, I assume. What do you think he'll ever listen to the show?
He doesn't need to. But it'd be totally cool if he did, and I'm definitely putting all my eggs in the basket, and sort of risking full-on 31-year-old depression if he doesn't listen. Yeah.
No pressure, pops.
Yo,
are you the only child?
No, I have an older sister.
Oh, do you? What does she do?
Dude, I've got fucking 2 nieces right now, a nephew, and another niece on the way. They are starting a hockey team.
Okay, so what does your sister do?
She's a pretend doctor.
So she's not a DJ. She's not following in that world.
No, I mean, really, our jobs are only one letter apart. DJ, doctor, what's the difference?
Pretty big.
No, she's an optometrist, so fake doctor.
I mean, it's still a real doctor in a sense. And I wear glasses, man. I mean, I gotta rely on the person that's gonna be fit me for my glasses,
Yeah.
Now, one thing I would never
rely on the person that helps size how big your foot is at Payless shoe stores too. Okay,
it's a small.
That's basically what my sister does for your eyes.
Gosh, you're really bagging your sister right now. I mean, I'm over here. I don't even know her, and I'm trying to hype her up. And you're like, no, she does. All she does is
one of my favorite things to do. One of my favorite things to do is make fun of her for being but she's super smart and has a beautiful family, and I love my brother-in-law and the kids that they spawned.
Kids awesome. That they spawned. Such a a blunt way of having children.
Yeah, it's blunt. Yeah, so just FYI, if I seem low energy, I don't. This is
you really are.
I know I am.
I'm a little off put. I think
I'm winding up. I'm going to be there by the end of it for sure. So this is going to be like.
Can you do some crack real fast?
Sure.
Look, man.
Hang on. Pardon me. Let me just turn my camera off real quick.
Crack's legal in PA, right?
Sure.
Of course, my cat.
Go here for a minute.
Also, by the way, Kevin is not pregnant. The little teaser.
I am not pregnant.
I didn't put that, by the way. I just texted you last night, just joking that Kevin was pregnant. Kevin is not pregnant.
Well, shit. Then I'm not doing crack.
Well, if you were pregnant, I hope you wouldn't do crack. Look, man,
if I was pregnant, I would need it a little more. I'd be even more tired.
I think then you'd have a crack. Well, everybody. Then I think you'd have a crack baby, So look, man, I want to again, I love doing the conversations and the interviews, but I wanted to kind of have a show. I feel I thought you were the guy having second choices because you look like you're about to fall asleep at the microphone.
Okay, so here's the dealio, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, talk further.
I don't know why this happens every Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Sorry, now my eyes are itchy. I'm supposed to go to a networking group, and a lot of times I just can't freaking sleep, and I don't know why.
Is it that you're nervous?
No, I'm not nervous for a networking group.
Do you ever get nervous?
I feel really bad. What's that?
Do you ever get nervous before you DJ?
Yeah, absolutely, almost every single time.
Every single time?
Well, in some way, shape, or form, depending on what I'm doing. Yeah.
What makes you more nervous, at one wedding versus another? Is there something that triggers your anxiety more than the other?
If I don't perfectly mesh with the people,
Okay.
So hang on a second. I feel like
Kevin's adjusting.
There we go. See, now I'm more level with you. More 2/3, right? So I really like when couples are specifically seeking my style.
Sure.
So
how you DJ.
Right. And just my style of personality, Not that, listen, I'm not a prima, I don't need them to be oh, I want Kevin, but there's a certain point where it's, my Instagram presence pushes people that think an Instagram presence is important to
Right.
pick me, right? Or not that they necessarily want like an outspoken MC, but they want like a sort of louder person in their corner, right?
Correct. Yes.
So yeah, if I vibe with them as people, I feel way more comfortable because I just like I feel like I'm putting in the work for a reason, you know? That actually was one of the best paired wedding couples I've ever worked with.
For those that are just listening to this on Spotify or Apple or whatever,
Oh,
we
right,
also you
right,
can
right.
watch the show. Just search the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin on YouTube. This is your Instagram feed is different. Your Instagram feed is what else we got here? You've got your own merch as well. You can
I do.
What is look at this guy. Look at that guy. Look at him.
That's me. Yeah, if you're not watching, then you are missing not much now.
This photo. Bro, that photo almost looks wait, is that you there? Are you looking at you or is that somebody else?
That is me there. No, that's me.
You look right here. You look like you're looking at the camera and you're going, I made a horrible life choice. I should not be doing this.
So that was my second DJ collective.
Also, do you have a mullet? We got mullets going on here?
No, that was more like a mole hawk.
Hold on, I'm searching some more. Hold on here. Now I'm just like digging deep into your photos. You ever do that? You just go to somebody's Instagram and you just pour through?
No, never have I ever done that.
Okay. Hey, let's talk about hold on, where are we?
So that last photo was my second DJ collective. I was brought on a panel and Joe Bunn instantly was like, "You're hungover as hell, aren't you, Kevin?" I was like, "Thanks, Joe."
You did. Yeah. It's almost like this show right now. You feel a little hungover.
I know, man. This is like the annoying kind of hangover, you know.
But you're not drunk. You're just tired.
I haven't had a drink in at least 12 hours.
Hi, Kevin is engaged, by the way. Sorry, ladies.
I am engaged.
He's off the market, as on the screen here, his beautiful fiance.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you are.
No, yeah, you're shit out of luck if you try to hit on me. It's gonna be weird.
Listen, man.
I've been like into her now so heavily, and Teddy, my fiance, that I literally just like, if someone came up and tried to put the moves on me, it would be like 8th grade awkward.
Here's the thing. I want to talk also about Teddy, your fiance. You guys got engaged at DJ Collective that Jan I Bun and Brian B put on. She had no clue, right? She had not a clue.
No idea.
How did you? All right, because do you ever ask couples that, like, how'd you get engaged, or how was the proposal?
If I'm genuinely interested, then yes.
How do you not be interested in your couples? Like, what turns you off? And then I'm gonna go back to your engagement for a second.
Oh, what turns me off from being interested in my couples? I mean, I'm not big on like thinking response time for emails is super important, but I think showing an interest in your own wedding is super important. So
like if they email you back 3 weeks later,
you know, like I always try to give them like over 30 days to like set up the planning meeting, right?
Sure.
So I do it in this. I actually have everything. Like normally I would. Oh, never mind. That's not showing. Cool.
You can do it. You can do it. There you go.
But no, I don't have all this stuff up anyway. But like I'd really like to I do most of it here. Just sit down with them, talk through it just a little bit. If they have like no details in it, if they're not showing any interest in their own like big day, that's a hell of a turnoff, you know.
For sure.
Because I don't know if he's changing the tone of his tagline, but we all know Nick Spinelli, says every wedding is the big game, right?
The Super Bowl.
Yeah. So technically he can say that, right?
So, it's funny there. We both follow Shitty Radio Jock, right? Which is a radio meme page that basically makes fun of radio. The guy or girl who puts on shitty radio jock on Instagram is actually still in radio, from what we're told. He or she is just creating this kind of persona. But anyway, so that was a topic that was brought up in radio, where people would be like, "Oh, you can't say the Super Bowl. You can't say the Super Bowl," and you can't say the Super Bowl if you're having a promotion. So if like Kevin's Bar and Grill is giving away $1,000 for the Super Bowl, like that's when
we'll have the Super Bowl on,
right? You can say you'll have the Super Bowl on, but if you're giving away $1,000 during the Super Bowl, now you're using the Super Bowl as promotion.
To leverage,
right? Gotcha. Yeah, I literally was like, I would yell at like radio people, and I'd be like, "Yo, like I say the Super Bowl all the time on the radio. Like, yo, the Super Bowl's this Sunday. You know, who you going for?" And people would freak out. I'm like, dude, like it'd be one thing if the radio was like, it's $1,000 weekly giveaway for Super Bowl Sunday or whatever. You know, if they're giving away a TV or whatever, that's when it becomes. So like Nick absolutely can say the fucking Super Bowl all day long.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool.
You know, now if he starts using it, if he starts using it in like material on his Instagram and he's like Nick Spinelli's Super Bowl wedding, I feel like that's when it gets a little hairy. But 100%, I agree with him. I think
Nick Spinelli, every wedding is a Super Bowl $1,000 giveaway.
Nick Spinelli is like throwing $1,000 like onto the dance floor.
$1,000 bill,
bro. Yo, fuck the fireworks and fuck the like dancing on the clouds, bro. What if you had a machine that just threw out money during the first dance? Just
money
threw it
guns,
out,
baby.
That's what I want. I want that. So we have, if you're watching on YouTube, we have your fiance up on the screen here, Teddy.
Right.
You've told me this story a couple times, but I don't think everyone knows how you met and how like you were kind of a dick, kinda.
I am kind of a dick.
You're not, but you're a sarcastic dick. But you were kind of a dick to her because you did like her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, can you explain the story of how that?
Well, do you want to hear from Teddy's perspective or mine? And also, why didn't you tell me that I was going to be like the topic of conversation?
Well, it's in the notes. We're moving on.
I know, but in the notes it says, "Hi, Kevin lives in York, Pennsylvania. Hi, Kevin isn't pregnant."
Listen, you gotta understand
like Kevin isn't coming to Vegas because he sucks.
You gotta understand too. Like sometimes it just pops in my head and I just fucking roll with it. Okay, that's just how I am.
See, this is why we're good, because we riff. You know,
I love that.
Fucking riffers. You know,
cool. So stop avoiding the topic. So
fuck it here.
You and Teddy, you liked Teddy. Teddy started working for Clock Entertainment, which is the company you work for. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Also, you say, can I hear from Teddy's perspective? Is Teddy there?
No, I meant like, do you want me to tell it from her perspective? Or should I say everything that I...
Honestly, like Teddy's perspective, because I've heard it from her as well when I came to visit York, PA, and didn't go anywhere else but your house. Yeah, tell it from Teddy's perspective. So,
okay, so...
Yeah.
Teddy's mom dabbled in the DJ world, we'll just say that. So I guess Teddy felt some sort of, inclination to come to the company. And I'd actually looked her mom up for a little bit too. But when she got there, she basically was toured around the office. And, like we briefly met just for a moment, but then she did her paperwork, signed up, and then we have our team photo that we do in the summer months. Normally like right after 4th of July, something like that, like right before or after 4th of July.
Okay.
So we go there. We always go like somewhere downtown Harrisburg where there's a new mural, right? Everybody in Pennsylvania loves painting walls.
We're the same here in Greenville, South Carolina. We love our murals.
Everybody just loves murals. That's it. Like every city thinks they're the mural city, right?
Greenville is the mural city. I'm sorry.
No, Philly is.
Yeah, okay. I
Philly legitimately
as
is.
Obviously, yes.
Okay, so we're at this mural. We're doing our team photos. I rode my motorcycle to the team photo, and she had noticed that, and she said something like just to spark up conversation, right? Just being nice.
Yeah.
So she says, "Hey, I like your motorcycle. I really want to ride one day." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Just casual. So then after it, we go to a restaurant that we're gonna all hang out at. Jason buys us like a couple rounds.
Jason Clock.
Jason Clock, our owner, CEO, dad.
Drummer.
So we go to drummer.
Body lifter. Bodybuilder.
Father.
Fucking Pat Monahan lover.
Train.
That's what's yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's well. I just because nope. All right, my story.
Actually, Teddy's story.
Teddy's story. Through me.
So you're in the restaurant.
No. We're not in the restaurant yet. We're leaving the team photo. Right.
Okay.
So Teddy's standing there. Right. I'm gonna embody Teddy. Teddy's standing there with like our whatever office manager person, and I pull up. And I'm like, hey, would you have any interest in like trying to ride my bike? And before, like, I don't know exactly how the wording went, but basically I was like, maybe you should try my bike sometime. And I just was like, well, not today. And then I just ripped away from her and like didn't even let her open her mouth. And then somehow we're a couple
together. Now. Well, and it didn't happen right away. It wasn't like you rode away and then she DM'd you or texted you and then you guys were just dating. Like, it was a while, correct?
Say that again. I just got a text from the office manager about this weekend, so I wanted to.
So you rode off into the sunset on your bike, right? And it wasn't
so
like
we went to the restaurant after, and then we ended up playing cornhole together.
Okay. But then, but for a while, you guys weren't just game. Like, I understand, but it wasn't like after cornhole you were like, hey, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend, and that happened. Like it was a while. Like you guys weren't like a week later together,
right?
My understanding,
so it was like there was like a majority of the summer that like because she was still dating somebody kind of at the time,
sure,
and I obviously changed that. But they were going through their separation. They had like a house together and shit, man, you know.
And you were like,
so I'm a real home wrecker.
Bro, you were like, not letting that stop me. Fuck that home.
Fuck that. Boyfriend, dude.
From her perspective, when I talked to her about it, not the nicest person in the world. So like she's much happier.
She thought I hated her. That's what she'll say if you ask her about it.
Right.
Like, well, I thought Kevin hated me.
You came off as a dick, like right off the bat. Like you were, would you look, it proves because I'm a single guy and I'm just, I don't have time for dating. I do too much. I got too much, guys.
Got a lot going on.
It proves that, you have to kind of be a dick in order for them to be kind of interested in you,
It's so
not like an asshole.
The thing is, no. Don't be an asshole.
There's a difference between being an asshole.
Yes. So I think the biggest thing is say stuff that you want to say and don't be concerned with the result. Is sort of, and I think that's a key to success just about anywhere because people will respect the genuine delivery of everything that you do and say. And if you like, the problem is if you don't figure out early on, like where you stand morally or really like any way, then it's really hard to be yourself, so that's why they say find yourself before you try to find love, because you got to have legs to stand on in any situation. So yeah, I just basically was just like, listen, this is the way that I am. I literally I can't tell you how well we match up, like just on everything, like even just this Valentine's Day. I think you called me Monday, right?
Yeah, I called.
You probably were like, oh, what do you guys
say? Sorry.
We did, yeah, dude, but we don't even like know it exists. Like
I'm single, engaged, so it's another Monday for me. I just forgot.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's just and to us, it's just another Monday.
I also crashed your house in the summer of 2021. Not
yes,
crashed.
You did. You trashed our house.
I kind of did. Actually, I kind of did. So Teddy, so Demand needed me to get some lights to you. Demand, listen, man, I love Demand to death. Homeboy's never going to York, PA in his entire life. I even said, I was like, yo, I'll drive, and then I'll drive us back. Like, it's no big deal. It's like 2 hours or something, like, or whatever. I was like, I'll drive. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll drive. It's not a big deal. Well, 2 hours turned into like 6, thanks to the Schuylkill. Anyway, that's a whole different story. But so I'm literally, he's like, no. He's like, and he throws these lights in the back of my car, and he's like, just take them to Kevin. So next day, I'm visiting family in Jersey, so I'm going from Jersey to Kevin's place,
Greenville to Jersey,
Greenville to Jersey to see Demand in Jersey, then back to my aunt's, then to you. Anyway, so I get to Kevin's. You had uplights out around your house. Do you remember this? It was 4th of July. So you had all your uplights out, decorated in the American flag.
Just red, white, and blue. To do the entire American flag would take a lot more uplights. I don't own that many. Don't get him confused.
So do you remember what happened when I was there? So I was still on the radio, and I get a phone call. And we were going to we did Dad Joke Thursday on the radio, but I didn't, I was like, well, we could do Dad Joke Thursday from your house. I was like, no big deal. And my boss calls me and he goes, hey man, I'm getting, and my boss and I have always been cool. We've been friends for a long time. So he's always telling me like what's going on. And I'm sitting in front of Kevin where he DJs for Twitch and all that stuff. And I'm sitting on the couch. We have a couch story too. We'll tell in a second. I'm sitting on the couch and literally.
Did we tell all these stories?
That was a demo run.
That was the unofficial.
Yeah.
Right?
So my boss was like, yo, man, I know you're on vacation, but I think they're going to fire you tomorrow. I was like, and Kevin's looking at me like he knows something's going on, but you can't hear it because it's on the phone.
Yeah. Oh no, we could fucking smell it at that point, man.
So like I hang up the phone. Kevin's like, you good, bro? And I was like, I think I'm getting fired tomorrow. And Kevin hops up out of his fucking chair. He goes, fucking shots. Let's go.
We're doing a shot. You need a shot.
Bro, we go into the kitchen. We did Jaeger.
You did Jaeger.
Which I'm
Teddy
not.
and I did tequila.
That I wouldn't not do tequila.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to just throw burritos all over your kitchen floor.
Well, just one burrito.
It was a big
But it was all over the kitchen floor. Yeah.
It was a big fucking burrito. So that's the 411 on Kevin. Kevin and I met through Twitch, which he tried to, I guess, get some stuff from his girlfriend, Teddy at the time. He didn't realize his camera was off. Or no, it was on. He didn't realize his camera was on, so he had raided Joe Bunn for this DJ's Vault thing. And I kept trying to click the DJ's Vault thing, but it kept going back to Kevin's camera. And so lo and behold, I'm like watching, like, well, what's Kevin doing? He's just off there in the corner. It's kind of dark. And I was like, oh, Kevin's about to do some sexual stuff, and he doesn't realize his camera's off. I didn't have your phone number at the time. So I'm like texting Demand. Demand's calling you. It was a whole thing, man. Like, it literally was a whole entire thing. And so Kevin finally picks up the phone, and all you see is facial expressions. You can't you can't hear anything. And Kevin, like, he's on the phone. You see him kind of like shake his head. Yeah. And then you turn and look into the camera. And I don't know if you just pulled the plug or whatever, but then the feed just died.
I probably just fell onto my mouse that hit the like the leave studio button in this, Right. It's this giant fucking red button on Streamlabs. And I literally if it was touchscreen, I probably would have knocked the screen over, but I would have hit the fucking button.
So Kevin's about to get ahead on Twitch. But he didn't. But that's actually how we met. That's how we were introduced. You DM me, and you.
Allegedly got head, and no one can confirm or deny.
You did. You weren't doing anything, but it was you.
I know, but it's like, and I had the photo last week, and then I lost. Now I lost it again. I'm the worst.
Hold on. I think
not that it matters.
I have it. I have it. Hold on.
Oh, I did send it to you, didn't I?
Right here. Here we go. We're pulling this shit up. Hold on. So this is Here we go. There we go. This is Kevin.
There it is.
Again, if you're watching on YouTube,
it looks like I'm cradling a hog and just sliding it directly into a person's face.
Right. Your hands aren't in the best place.
If you see that angle, right, that is actually that exact same corner that's behind my DJ setup now.
Right. That used to be where your DJ is set, or where your setup is now.
That used to be where the couch was.
And now
it's that far wall.
Now Kevin has literally moved the couch behind everything where there's no cameras involved.
Yeah, it's over here.
Smart. Anyway, hey, look, man. Super Bowl was this past Sunday. Everybody's talking about the Super Bowl.
Was this past Sunday.
I didn't really.
Yeah,
care.
I mean, today's the 16th. Should we say that?
Yeah, it's fine. You can.
February 16th.
Yeah, you can.
So you guys can, put this. So you can put it in chronological order as your kids are listening to this, because it was rated the number 100-year-old podcast.
Yeah, with 11 million
in the
listeners.
future, with 11.1 million listeners.
So
just like Joe Zahn.
I did listen.
Great segue, Kev.
Listen, I that was so mean.
All right, so here's hang on real quick before we get into that. I am honored to be here with you, Shorty. I really genuinely love talking to you, dude. If nothing else, like so many people say, we just want something to like carry our name a little bit. We like to bullshit and chat about this stuff anyway. We thought it was funny enough, and we saw an opportunity to be two people in the DJ world trying to do something other than talking about fucking gear.
Hey, man, time to unbox this EV550.
Right. Stop trying to give me tips about being an MC.
Here's the thing I will say is I don't mind it. I know I made fun of it, but I don't mind unboxing stuff. No. First off, you don't have to physically show me you unboxing it. Like, I get it. It's in a box. Just show it to me out. Here's the speaker or here's the
I believe
whatever.
that you unboxed it because it's outside of the box.
Right, I get you. It came in a box.
I know it went from inside the box to outside the box, and that at some point you did the removing.
Right, you don't have to show me your box cutter. I'm good.
I'll show it to you though.
Everybody that's does unboxing videos are like, "Fuck these guys, these motherfuckers."
I'm not saying that. I'm just maybe it's time to move in another direction.
Well, Joe Bunn does a great job. So the other day, Joe Bunn released this video where it was the CO2 thing that you put on the floor, right? It was already out. It was already out. Like there was
the vertical CO2.
Yeah, or they have this new product out. It was really cool product. The people that make the CO2 gun, the Club Cannon, they have this new product out. And hashtag ad. And so here
we are talking gear instantly.
What I'm saying is, like, it's fine to talk about gear, but I don't need to see you take the box cutters and pull the tape off. Like, just show me the fucking there's the product. It's on the floor. Plug it in and fucking blow it out all over your.
Imagine doing a live unboxing and then the thing's like dead, or you
or it doesn't work.
Batteries,
right?
Or it doesn't work, or it's not even in there,
right?
Or it's the wrong thing.
Fuck yeah.
What's the funniest thing that could happen live on an unboxing video?
The object is not in the box.
What if it's like a goat or like a bunch of chickens in there
in the box?
Yeah.
And for some reason they didn't hear that while it sat in their room.
No, they didn't. No. They were like, what's that stuff that that can like slow your heart rate or whatever,
crack
to the point? Yeah.
I mean,
hashtag ad. There's the clip, baby.
Clip it and ship it, whips.
Bag it, tag it, sell it.
Look.
So anyway,
I don't even know where we're at now because
I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. That's more where we were going.
We literally just talked about goats in a box.
I don't know. We're not going to do anything mind blowing, but it's going to get a lot better. And
no, but I want to talk about just like regular topics, like radio or I got used to not saying that. Wedding people like don't just talk about wedding shit all the time, do they? Or do they? I'm new to this. I went from the radio world into the wedding world.
Been to a party, right? Like say a Super Bowl party.
Sure.
And you just happen to find out that somebody is a photographer.
Yeah, I mean,
and then it's like just fucking game over, It all depends on their level of involvement into it. So if like a second shooter and Teddy were at the same party, I don't think that they would talk wedding 24/7, But God forbid, like I bump into a photographer with their own company, then you can bet your ass that's what we're talking about.
Right. No, like I guess, yeah, you bring a good point. And I guess DJs are like that to a certain extent. I just want to be like if a topic comes up, I'm like, yo, it'd be fun to talk about. It has nothing to do with DJing at all.
Oh, I'm all for
Nothing.
that too, man. 100%. Yeah.
Like just, just let me riff, let me talk about it.
And we actually, I mean, we are blessed in that this is the first week because there is so much going on, And Shorty, I know we have a lot of stuff that you want to get to. So,
yeah, so you brought him up before, and I've talked to you, and I called you on Christmas night. I called you, and I was like, "Yo, man, maybe I'm just not understanding this whole Joe Zahn drama." Is that his name? Zahn? Maybe?
I believe that's my first guess, but I think we can refer to him as Mr. Wired Up, because some people may have seen him on Instagram doing his thing.
Sure. So why is there 7,000 of him? Hold on.
It's really cool how you have multiples.
Wait, hold on. I know what I did. Hold on.
Maybe like share window. Can you share?
There we go. So anyway, I can't play the music. But basically, Joe Zahn, he's Mr. Wired Up. He's out of Baltimore, I want to say. Delaware, Baltimore, somewhere in that area.
I think that's yeah, sure.
So he's been doing these videos for a while now on TikTok and Instagram where he'll do these little mashups and all this sort of thing. And Sports Center, their Instagram caught wind of this, and they posted his video on their Instagram. And of course, obviously, this now blew up. It's got the screenshot I got was from last night. It was 495,000 people have liked it. DJ Nate Nelson, obviously one of the people that liked it there as well. But he basically did this mashup of the Super Bowl, the people that were going to be at the Super Bowl, with Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem. You've got who's the other one?
Dre,
Kendrick, Eminem. Who am I missing? Snoop
Mary
Dogg
J.
and Mary J. Yeah.
And so he also redid it with Fiddy in it.
Okay, so you did redo it. Okay. So so look, man, Sports Center came out. I was like, yo, man, this is dope. Like, I know of Joe. We've talked a few times on like Facebook and stuff. And he came to Greenville. He actually spoke at a wedding conference. And then I was supposed to go hang out with him and Justin Reed playing golf. But I didn't make it. So again, like personality wise, man, he's always been such a nice guy.
He seems like he's got a very full personality. So right. I believe he's probably a great DJ.
So
a great, like MC too, because I think he runs a DJ company, right?
Yeah, it's called
like a wedding DJ company.
Yeah, it's called Wired Up Entertainment. So yeah, so he has his DJ company called Wired Up Entertainment. And look, man, just with everything, man, you're gonna get haters everywhere. I totally understand it. Like, it's just how the fucking world works. Obviously, let's see who this guy is. DJ K-Fry. Yo, homeboy's not impressed at all. Not impressed at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, that's just some comments on Instagram. Not a big deal. And then Cleveland Terry posted up his video. And then actually Joe responded to it, which I will say, I feel like Joe, man, some balls on that guy to like just go in and respond to Cleveland Terry. And I think he called him Mr. Ohio, which I don't think Cleveland Terry is actually even from Ohio. I think that's
his name is Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah. So, and then obviously one of the biggest DJ shows out there right now is the Nick Spinelli show. And Nick Spinelli, he went in on him. I don't think like in a mean way, but I think he was critiquing him. When I called you, I said, well, explain it to me because I don't understand. Because there's a lot of people that have been talking about this. So for me, I thought it was awesome. Like, even if he did it in Ableton and he just, went off and fucking did his video and he wasn't really DJing, like, tell me why the DJ community is mad. And I'm going to give you some of my pointers after you say this.
Okay. So, using Nick's words, right?
Sure.
He said, don't fake the funk.
Yes.
And so wait, hang on. Just right there. Do you see what I just did there? I said, in Nick's words,
Nick Spinelli,
Nick Spinelli, don't fake the funk. I didn't say, don't fake the funk. I'm not taking credit for anything that I didn't say. That's just like one thing that I want to kind of glance over is that always give credit where credit is due, no matter what you're saying or doing. But that's not really exactly what we're talking about here with Joe. It's that he recorded something in Ableton, which was a great mashup. It took a lot of skill and a lot of creativity to make. Not what we're questioning here at all. Also, he's got a great personality. So he sells a lot of stuff with charisma, and he's also a business owner, and he's obviously very good at it, and he has an incredible skill in social media. However, he lied to a community that prides itself on being self-made, right?
Right.
Very few people would be like, oh, I'm as good of a DJ as I am because I had a lot of inspiration and I had a lot of people help me. No, most people be like, no, man, I did this my damn self, you know?
Right.
Like, I didn't have any DJ coaches, you know? Nick was a very good friend of mine, and I'm very happy that he's the person that I follow because it keeps me as a genuine, like, turntablist type DJ. But
which again, I want to make it known too that I don't mix. Mix, but I don't scratch. I'm not that kind of guy, and I don't know if I'd ever be. You
probably,
are.
I would try to be. I would say probably like, you know, anywhere from like the DJs that you see, maybe like 10 to 15% of them are more on like that turntablism side of things. That literally make themselves known.
Spinelli, you, Jani, Demand. I mean,
even Jana is not like super big on cutting.
Right.
Though, you know, like, I haven't seen Jeff DJ since like he was on the Cool Kids table way back when, but you know, he's not like a lot of guys like aren't super into just jamming cuts down your throat. Right. But anyway, hang on. Sorry. We're getting off track just a little bit.
Yeah.
So CT Cleveland Terry came at Joe because you could see on his S11 that there was like gaps happening, but it wasn't happening in the sound. So what Joe was doing is he recorded the set and then sort of like pretended to do the routine live, right?
To DJ on the video.
To DJ. So he recorded the set and then, you know, he might have mixed like the first half of it together on one track and then the second, but then like the track completely ran out and he continued to pretend. So this, and I know that this argument's going to come up. People will be like, well, what about like transition tracks that DJ Scooter makes for us?
That's what I was going to bring up.
Exactly. So you can play those tracks, right? So there's what's like a pretty old classic one, I guess, would be like Can't Stop the Feeling going into Can't Stop Till You Get Enough. Do you have that track by Scooter?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's like a 113 to a 120 transition.
You're like, if you don't, you're not a DJ.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But like, I would never, or if it's like a pre-recorded tone play track, I would never pretend to do the tone play because I'm not doing it. Because I don't care where it is.
Because Scooter made it.
Because Scooter made it.
Right.
And I'm not Scooter. I would never fake doing it, you know?
So let me ask you this then.
Just like the start of it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I'm playing devil's advocate here. So like the people that listen to me, please don't come at me like, fuck you, like you're a horrible DJ or whatever.
You can come at me for saying that what he did is wrong. That's fine. I fully believe that what he did in that, I know he knows it too.
I want to say, so what did Nick Spinelli say? Don't fake the funk, correct?
Don't fake the funk.
Then okay, at the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl opened, what was Dr. Dre doing?
But bro, it's like we know Dre does this shit,
right? But
that's also like a performance,
right? But in a sense, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, so don't come at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to find it from other people's perspectives that you know. I just feel like, so he created the mix on TikTok. And it was faked. Like he was just, you know, he was smiling and just pressing buttons, right?
One thing that Nick said is if he had played his mix and he had just stood there and like danced and had his, you know, like big old smile on, then I would have been different because he wasn't pretending to do it.
So he obviously can make the mixes.
Yes,
clearly,
he can
like,
make the mixes. 100%.
He's got a Patreon account where he literally, you can sign up, you can pay for mixes and all that stuff. Which
awesome, dude.
Right.
Yeah, and
so
that is fine. Sell the shit out of it.
But I think like the part I'm confused about is that if he can do it in real life, right?
He can't do it in real life.
He can't do that in real life. Like he can't mix it the way
he couldn't do. I mean, if he could do it, wouldn't he do it?
I guess I'm looking at it from the perspective of how do you get the MP3 loaded into TikTok. I don't know how that works. I'll be honest, because I don't mix on TikTok and all that shit.
No, so like I do believe
like DJ Precise. He
okay.
I don't know if you know who that is, but there's a guy on TikTok named DJ Precise. I thought I clipped his shit, but I guess I didn't. I didn't. No, wait, did I? Yes, I did. Okay, right here. Hold on. Cool. I'm about to pull this up. So this kid, DJ Precise, same exact thing. I obviously can't play the music, but he does the same stuff. And again, it's the same technique as Joe is doing. And he's, this video that we're watching right now is How Many Viral Dances Do You Know? 2009, You're a Jerk. 2010, Teach Me How to Dougie. Party Rock Anthem. Like he may not even be mixing all these. He may just be slamming these songs together or whatever. For the average person that's on TikTok, that this comes across, this is just fun for them. This is fun. And I don't think like Megan, who's watching this, is like, oh man, like, he didn't mix that, or, he hit the Q button or whatever. They don't know the difference. I think when it comes to picking your DJ, like for your wedding or your event or whatever, I mean, like DJ Precise, I think could get the job done. I think Joe Zahn could get the job done, and Joe has admitted in a video that he's not the best, that he's a mediocre DJ at best. Maybe he's a better producer. So my question to that is so then how do you articulate that? Do you sit down on TikTok and show how the mix is made?
If he was, this is like saying that, man, I don't even have like a good analogy for this right now. But it's like showing someone else's photography portfolio.
Sure.
And then like being like, oh, I just edit the photos, I don't take them. It's like claiming to be a really good photographer, but then all you do is you just like, oh, well, I need the photos taken, and then I'm really good in Lightroom.
Yeah, but there are photographers out there that go, I'm going to take the photos, and then they just send all their photos to a company.
100%. But they don't sit there and say that, like edited by me on every single one or anything.
Yeah, they do.
Like that.
100% they do. Those clients have no clue that those photos are being edited by Jack Wong in fucking Missouri.
Okay, then photography
there's literally a company.
Then.
There's literally a company here in Greenville that they take all their photos and they send them all off to a company. The company edits them with the filters that they want. They get sent back, and this company presents them to the client and goes, "Hey, we did this," and that's it.
So why do you think the photographer does that, though?
Because it saves him time. Because he's got 7,000 other clients that he's dealing with, him or her. So what I'm saying is like he can clearly make that edit, right?
Totally.
He made that edit. I hope he did. Now, if he didn't,
that's just it. Now, so this is sort of what. And hang on, I'm going to hold on to that real quick because I have it in big letters in my
devil's
notes.
Advocate here. I'm just playing both sides because I'm about to get to the other side. And what I'll say is, while you're pulling that up with Cleveland Terry, who I've watched a couple of his videos. I don't really know him that well, but I would say to those guys, if he did it wrong, Nick Spinelli, Cleveland, like, bro, literally go in and show us that mix live. Show me that mix live. Like literally on TikTok and be like, this guy faked it. So this is how we would actually do it and do it live on TikTok.
But so that's the other thing is like, there's a certain amount of people that seem to be getting into a certain space in social media just to get into that space, Which like, have you ever seen which he's been doing? But is he chasing clout?
In what sense? Just followers and likes and...
Well, and then you have like the comments on the video like, this DJ just blew my mind and mixed every song from my childhood.
Right, but the Megan who commented that, I'm just using Megan as an example here. Like,
Poor
she
Megan.
doesn't know. Like, bro, it's like the Scooter remixes, bro. I'll be very honest, man. I use Scooter. I think Scooter is one of the most talented people. Him, Digital Dave, Nick Spinelli, Jason Jani, you, Demand. Like, man, you guys blow my mind with the shit that you do. Seriously. And so I'm not trying to like put down, guys like Cleveland Terry and be like, oh, well, you just called him out on TikTok. It's cool to say, hey, he didn't do this live, but then go back and show us. Like, be like, Cleveland's video should have been when he did the arrow and he pointed down to the screen. It shows, the wavelengths. Like, then cut to going, yo, I'm gonna fucking do this shit live.
I don't think that's CT's. Like, that's really not what he does, though. Like, he's a big review head. Again, like I think he would claim he's a fairly average DJ. His kid is a great DJ too. Probably, all due respect, CT. I know you don't even know who I am, but like, your kid's great, and probably better than you. But like, what else do you want? You want your kid to do so much better than you always.
Sure.
But the thing is, now that Joe has opened this door of us, the problem is he attacked the community of DJs. Which, like,
Joe did.
Joe did, yeah. So CT can call somebody out for being fake because
Sure.
that's like journalism, man. That's like, you're like freedom of the press, sort of. Like, you're lying to the world, so we're going to call you out for it. I think the problem was the response is that he doubled down on doing that. And he was like, and oh yeah, I used the sync button too, which again, use the tools you have.
Right.
But he didn't make this video saying, I'm making this video to prove to people that you don't have to live perform. You can use the sync button and that this will make your business better. Right. The intent of the video was to get watches, to get views, to get likes, to try to make it to Sports Center. And he's trying to do it by faking. This is Ashley Simpson. This is Milli Vanilli, bro. This is all that in our space.
Okay. Milli Vanilli. Okay, and I'm going to bring up Ashley Simpson in a second because that story is actually not as true as you think it is. Milli Vanilli, obviously was caught lip syncing on stage, right? The fucking dude ended up, offing himself because he felt so bad. Eminem at the Super Bowl, bro, wasn't rapping, lip singing. So
has anybody called him out on it? Have we had proof?
I think so. I think like, hey, Eminem was faking it or lip syncing or whatever. And I'm trying to think of an analogy, like going back in like the media world that I lived in for so long. Like, how does this compare? There's things that like in the radio world that we faked all the time that you guys have no clue about. Well, you do because I've talked to you about it. And that people were like, oh my God, that was the best phone call ever, or blah, 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 blah. The War of the Roses, that type of shit. Like, bro, those are two actors. That radio station pays for those actors to give you entertainment. Like the Real Housewives of insert city here, when they go to talk about something or they do a fight, bro, those producers literally say, hey, we only caught half of that, or hey, this, can you go back and say this? Bro, don't think reality TV is real, bro. They're going back in and they're faking it, and so that the audience, eats it up and gobbles it up and they fucking love it. And I think again, if Joe, and again, look, man, if you were able to just sit down and talk to Joe,
I know I would love him. I know I would.
Right. So I'm not trying to bag on the guy. And
I'm not either.
A long time about the guy.
I'd probably kiss him in less than 9 hours,
Only 9?
Like he probably, I don't know if there's like some hand holding, maybe 5, like I don't know what would come up. I really don't know because I love people like him.
Sure. He is he's happy.
I'm a big smiley guy.
Right. And I'm a fucking, I'm not, I'm a fucking, I'm a curmudgeon. But I think, look, man, I feel bad for the kid because like everybody's bagging on him. Nick Spinelli went off on him, you know, rightfully so. I understand Nick's a fucking talented guy, and I'm not like sitting
Nick's
here trying
a purist,
to say,
man.
But what I'm trying to say, and Nick and I were talking last night, or we were messaging the other day, and I said, because he was talking about getting into that space at the end of the video. He was talking about like, well, I got to figure this out. Then I got to figure out how to get in that space, which is good. Like, figure out a way to get into it and also be in that space. And I wrote Nick this, and I said, yo, you're already on Twitch. Take clips of your Twitch and recycle them to your Instagram and your TikTok and your, you know, put up a fucking Mixcloud mix from your TikTok. Like, you know, there's all these different ways that you can show that you're a talented DJ. And Nick is a godsend when it comes to being a DJ. So yeah. I understand him being angry. I understand him being frustrated. But it also takes talent to go into Ableton or Adobe Audition or whatever you use and create mixes, correct?
Yes, correct. Not the argument at all.
You just want to make out with them.
I just want to make out with them. No, so here I came up with a what I think is a decent analogy. What's it in? I don't remember exactly what it was in, but basically it was. Right, you're taking the SATs. You study really, really hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, let's say just taking on a persona. You're not the smartest person. You're not the most athletic person in high school. You know, you're kind of like a lower upper class. You know, like a high middle class in school. You study your butt off for the SATs. You do pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're walking through the hallway and the dumb fucking rock jock is high-fiving, and he got 200 points higher than you on the SATs because he had somebody else do it for him. How do you feel?
But Joe did it. Joe still created that mix. So your analogy is half wrong. Your analogy is half wrong.
Joe input the stuff into the computer that got him 1,600 on the SATs.
No, like you're comparing this jock, this dumb fucking football player.
I'm not
high
saying
school.
Joe Zahn is dumb.
Well, what I'm saying,
I think he's very smart.
Right.
I think his skill in social media and Ableton are great, but he's technically lying to us about his DJ skill. And it also begs us to question what else he made that isn't real.
So you don't
That's
think
where I get off. Is now I'm like, so Eminem lip syncs.
Dr. Dre was on the board not doing anything.
Dre was fake DJing. Do we know Dre can DJ?
Oh, produce.
Yes. But he can also DJ. We know that, right?
Yes, yeah.
Do we know Eminem can perform and can sing and can write great songs and can say a lot of words in a short amount of time?
Yes.
Do we know that for a fact?
Yes.
Do we know for a fact that Joe Zahn can mix 6 songs in 60 seconds? Live?
No.
We don't.
No.
We don't. So
okay. So then he goes back on TikTok and he does that mixed live.
He's getting there, but now it's harder to bring us back from being like lied to. You know, it's harder to regain trust, right, than it is to lose it.
Okay, well, he has 11.
It takes that long.
He has 11 million views on the Sports Center Instagram.
I'm not knocking that. Again, I'm priding him on his social media skill and his ability to gain attention and traction, and I envy that 100%. His work ethic is second to none.
But you understand that the followers and likes that he's getting are just from your average everyday person.
I understand that.
You know, it's.
But I'm not the average. I'm just not the average social media consumer. I also don't watch reality TV because I can't fucking handle how fake it is. You know? Right. So those are the people that I'm talking to. Those are the people that I want to attract to me in some type of way. You know, is the genuine. I'm just not a fan. And so I won't put out content just to put out content. You know, I've got plenty of VODs that I could run through of me DJing and I could get a bunch of stuff, but none of it's exceptional. and this is where we run into this thing of like the purist DJ versus like your average DJ, is that some people just want to do something that makes them famous, and using DJing is a little insulting to some of us. So,
because it's an art.
Because it's an art, and I don't know. It's like if you spend your whole life trying to be able to draw a perfect circle, and then some guy shows up with a compass and just does it. And it's like, but you didn't do it. The compass did it.
Good analogy.
That's about as cut and dry as it gets.
We asked Joe to come on the show.
You did. I take no credit for that. You said it. Like, should we ask? And I was like, this is out of my comfort zone. I'm not asking anybody shit.
Wait, why?
I don't know, man. I had this problem with the cool kids too. I don't know. I guess it's a me thing. Like, I just don't think I'm big enough to ask people like that. You do
know everyone knows who you are, right?
I don't think anybody knows who I am.
You had a video made about your engagement at the DJ Click. SCE Bird and their team dropped everything to come to where you're speaking. Also, I heard at the DJ Collective that there were other people speaking at the same time as you, and they were all like, where is everybody?
Bro, it was so... Oh, thank God Teddy was sitting like closer to the front, because all of a sudden this mob of like 60 people come to listen to me talk. Like, whoa, hey, everybody. And I literally go, wow, this is a lot more people than I thought would be here.
Because word had gotten out that you were going to propose during your conference there.
Right.
Look, again, going back, we asked Joe to come on. Joe was, I was talking to him. He was kind of back and forth about it. Dude's always welcome to come on the show and talk about it.
Bro, I would love to talk to him. I would love to, because honestly, I think the best way to not gain sympathy, but to the way that he kills is through charisma. You can tell.
Sure.
He is, and he seems like a very hard on your sleeve type guy. And I would love to sit in the background while you interview him.
I mean, you don't have to be in the background. You could be in the front ground.
Right, but we kind of talked, we would have like that Howard Robin sort of dynamic when you're interviewing, where I actually don't talk until I'm spoken to, or if I can like raise my hand and hopefully have something good to say or something to add.
That's how morning shows do. They raise their hand when they want to talk.
Do they really?
They do. They raise and hold their hand. A good morning show does. So like they don't trip over each other. They'll sit there and hold their hand and wait. And then the host... Right. Who is the leader of the show, he calls on whoever he needs to call on, at the appropriate time.
Yeah, so it's like your panel host, right?
A little inside scoop of the radio world.
Yeah,
now, Howard and Robin don't, just because, they've been working together.
They've been doing this for longer than we've been alive, literally.
Speaking of the Super Bowl halftime show, your favorites, your comments about the Super Bowl, the music. Obviously, it's our... I feel like I got nostalgia, man. I just went back to just the high school years, the middle school, high school years of, I remember being a kid. I was a junior and we went to some like fucking science something. I don't know. And we're on the way back. We're on a bus and this dude gives me his portable CD player and the CD, and it had just this weed, logo stamped on the side of it. It said 2001. And he goes, yo, listen to this. And that's when I was kind of just getting into DJing. I just started working on the radio in 01. I was still a high schooler then.
Right.
And I remember listening to this and I was like looking around like, okay, first off, I'm this nerdy little white kid listening to just like the most awesome like hip hop ever.
This is like the opening scene of Office Space.
I have seen that movie.
What? Dude, what? Like, I'm annoyed right now. I genuinely was like, I'm going to drop Office Space and this motherfucker won't have seen this. And then that'll be the first movie that we make him watch.
So the inside story here to the audience is that I don't watch a lot of movies. There are a lot of movies that Kevin has brought up that I look at him. I've looked at you and I'm like, I've never.
Guys, girls say my second language is sarcasm. Like, guys' second language is quoting movies.
And TV shows are kind of like that too. TV shows would be really good to watch. I've seen only one season of The Office, haven't seen the rest of it. Parks and Rec, never watched it. But movies, Kevin is on this like just train to get me to watch these movies.
I just love movies. So
now it's been a while since I watched Office Space, but I have watched it all the way through. It's a very phenomenal movie. You know what movie that I've seen that you'll probably be shocked that I've seen? Swingers.
Wow. No, I mean, that's a great movie to have seen first. That's
but the very first movie of my life was Swingers.
That was the first movie.
No, it wasn't. It was
my first movie.
It's probably Stand By.
It's like the Flintstones.
That's true. Okay, yeah.
The live action one. That was a fucking great film.
The other day, Kevin and I are talking, and he brings up a Bambi reference, and I looked at him. I was like, I've never seen. And I think you ended the stream. You signed off FaceTime, and you're like, I just can't. I've never seen Bambi. That's what it was. Excuse me, Bambi.
Yeah.
I was like, I know she dies.
You were like, the baby dies or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like,
so if you have movie suggestions, slide them a DMs at Radio Shorty.
Yeah. Please slide in one of our DMs and let us know what movies Shorty should watch in order to grab. So, like, because we started to go down the top 100 list, and you had seen.
Do you want to list a few?
Well, the top two are Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption.
I have watched that.
You were like, doesn't he like? Isn't there like a tree or a fence or something?
I did. I was like, doesn't he like break out? And he's like, I was like, doesn't he break out and he's in like near a tree or something?
Spoiler alert.
And Kevin was like, yeah, but there's also 2.5 hours of the movie where he's inside the prison.
There's everything else.
I have seen
And then
that.
like The Godfather is second.
I haven't.
And we talked about how you have the only Star Wars movie you've seen is the only one that doesn't fucking matter.
The Jar Jar Binks one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Jar Jar Binks one.
So, but yeah, so you were talking about listening to The Chronic for the first time.
Yeah, so I just remember being, I think it was like 11th grade, just being on this bus and just like, again, this nerdy little white kid like jamming out to just like The Chronic, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I remember, so I worked in radio when I was in high school. I worked at the college radio station at Clemson, and I remember like playing just like the indie crap that never went anywhere, and it was just like it was your typical college radio music.
Sure.
And I remember this guy walking in.
Now this is 73 or 74?
It's 2001. I remember this guy named Jihad walked in. Big, huge black guy, just like, man, he was kind of scary looking at first, and he looks at me and was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "What's going on, man?" So we should play.
Just listening to The Chronic on my CD player.
I'm like DJing, like I'm on the radio and I'm playing like, the Pixies or something. I don't know. It's just something.
Still Dre, like, am I right?
And he goes, yeah, right. Jihad looks at me and he goes, "You want people to listen to your fucking show?" I was like, "Yeah." And it was a record. He throws down a record and it said Graduation on it. And no, it was a single and it said Through the Wire on it. And oh, okay. And again, I'm 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. I put on this record, I cue it up. Kevin, swear to God. He goes, "Yo, fucking play that, man. People are going to fucking listen to you." And he goes, "Quit playing that fucking Pixie shit." So like, I pressed the record to talk it up. I go, this is Through the Wire by Kane West on WSPF FM Clemson 88.1.
That's amazing.
But from there, I was like, the Chronic album kind of introduced me to hip hop. I feel like, there was like Coolio and Vanilla Ice like when I was younger, but this was just like, I can't even describe the album to you. So Snoop and his whole friends and Eminem and Dr. Dre, your best. What are your best? What do you wish they did better? Critiques of the Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm cool with it, man. So unfortunately my only critiques are because we did like like the betting shit.
Oh, you're okay.
But we bet on like a bunch of other things beyond like the sports stuff. So like what the first commercial would be,
Okay.
which was an automotive commercial, not related to cars at all. Toyota.
What was it?
I don't know. It's Toyota like doing. It was like when Toyota popped up. You're like, what?
I
couldn't even tell you what it was anymore. I can't remember. Yeah. But
see, we can't bet down here. We can't do the FanDuel stuff down here.
Oh, we just like it was like a at home type thing, you know. A buddy made like a Google Doc, and it was like who will be the first one on stage, you know, like what will be the first song. Will Snoop smoke weed on stage?
He smoked weed. He smoked weed prior.
Yeah,
right before.
He's literally like,
it's like leaning
all
over.
Right, here we go, baby. Sea-Walk.
Which it's legal in LA, so why wouldn't he be able to?
It's not legal on broadcasting. Like even on Twitch,
NBC,
you're technically not supposed to smoke.
Oh, I know.
Like you can be high on stream, but you can't like show yourself doing it.
I think Joe Rogan smokes weed on his show, though.
Joe Rogan has some immunity.
It's true.
I don't know why, like you're relating, like
hi Kevin to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're basically on the same platform. So yeah, I'm on Spotify too. Joe
50 Cent as the surprise guest
was the best. With him coming in upside down, I was like, bro, I loved it. Play a fucking D12 song right now.
Oh, bro, with my band.
That's what I thought they were gonna do, man. I thought my band was. I thought we were at least gonna hear like the riff of it. I would have died.
I do wish
the memes that are coming out. The memes that are coming out from 50 being upside down, like me trying to find my phone charger under the bed. Dude, that was
50. I think I saw those like 50 Cent turned into a whole damn dollar or something.
Dude, I love like people comparing the set to like a Barbie, like the
I like
the Barbie
the set.
Doll set. I liked the set too. People were giving it ag because only about 30% of the audience could see the whole thing. You know, it's definitely the Super Bowl is not made for the people that are at the Super Bowl. I'm sorry.
Sure.
At least a halftime show.
100% agree.
So it's for us at home. Sorry, guys.
So yeah,
Snoop paid $5,000.
Snoop smoked before he got on stage. 50 Cent joined. I was kind of disappointed that Eminem only did one song.
Agreed. I wanted him to open.
Yeah, I'm okay with Snoop opening 100% because it's L.A. You know, Snoop's from California.
Yeah. If it had been in Detroit, right? If it was the Lions,
100%.
If it was still Stafford and the Lions, oh my God, done.
Things I wish would have happened if Martha Stewart got on stage with Snoop Dogg.
Everybody was talking about that shit, dude.
I honestly that would have been epic. Again, Eminem doing only one song, it was okay. Look, Lose Yourself is just to me monumental. Just hearing the intro of that song is monumental. Which it's funny. Our competitor here, when I was on the radio, they would play Lose Yourself as a gold every now and then, but they had the dirty version in. So like 11 in the morning, like you would hear like fucking goddamn, like at 11 in the morning. Yeah. And clearly no one was ever listening because for like 6 months, it's all they did was play the dirty version. And then one day, like my boss and I are listening and I'm like, oh, they bleeped it out. They must have.
Oh, would you look at that?
must have figured that part out. Or the FCC got a hold of them. Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, and social media compared to the Super Bowl. My timeline was filled with, this was the greatest halftime show ever. People my age, to my aunt and uncles and cousins going, what the fuck was I just watching? Which I guess is fair. But I also think like we've had enough of the Rolling Stones. We've had enough of, we get it. Like
you've had your time, people.
Right.
Just keep in mind, we are dealing with the fact that we're in our 30s just as much as you're dealing with the fact that you're in your fucking 70s.
And I do. Okay. Greatest halftime show ever.
What do I think?
Hmm?
And so many people said it. Prince.
In the Rain.
Yeah. I just think Prince set himself up to be the coolest halftime show ever too. Because God, like what everybody always says, like men want to be him, women want to be with him, even some guys want to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when Prince died, I was,
that was a tough.
It shocked the world, So MJ died, shocked the world. This one was great because it was so much.
Yeah.
coming together, you know. Have there, I mean, I know that obviously there's like a shitload of acts all the time, but like individual, like, do you believe that this was the most star-studded? You know, because like you've had a lot of people on stage before, right? You know, we've had full bands and shit. We've had Maroon 5, you know.
Yeah, but as far as like,
this is heavy hitters, you know.
Yeah, let's look here.
Fucking Mary J just slayed. And I love that Mary J, like, you could tell she was actually legitimately exhausted when she fell.
She fell?
I mean, not fell, but when she, like, you know, starfished.
Oh, let's look at, hold on.
So, I mean, what do you agree, like Prince, right?
Prince is definitely up there. You know, I think that
most talked about, I think you could still be the JT shit, right?
Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. I mean, obviously everybody talks about that just because, you know, what happened. Right. So, okay. So when that happened, February 1st, 2004 was Jessica Simpson, Janet Jackson, P. Diddy, Nelly, Kid
Okay.
Rock,
I guess that is,
JT.
I totally forgot that everybody was there that year.
That's a pretty good one.
That's the thing is everything else gets so like silenced because, you know, that one shit happened.
Right. Well, and you only think of Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson because obviously of what happened. Right. Yeah. Paul McCartney was 2005. The Rolling Stones was 2006. Prince was 2007 on his own too, which I think, like, you know, that's
tough, man.
Iconic. You got Tom.
I think
Petty
you could do a Prince halftime show right now.
Oh, for sure.
And just literally just play his music and do like cool lighting, and people would be like, "That was the fourth best."
2010 was The Who. What?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Black Eyed Peas was 2011.
That's Madonna, just like a concert.
Madonna was good. Okay, hold on. So
shit, those are all special guests too.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So Madonna had LMFAO, Nicki Minaj, M.A.
Cirque du Soleil, like, what the fuck?
Right. CeeLo Green. And then a bunch of drumliners from high schools. Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Slash was with the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah. Bruno and Red Hot Chili Peppers is pretty cool. But, like, again, see, this is, I think that it's more like nobody was really headlining this one, you know? Right. That was the one that everybody was trying to talk about, like the Coldplay and Bey and Bruno and stuff. It's like, yeah, but we all think of that as the Coldplay halftime show with. Right?
There were blips.
The Radio Shorty podcast with Hi Kevin. There will be times that I will not be even. I will just be an afterthought
because you're not coming to Vegas.
Yes, I'm not going to Vegas,
and I'm going to interview Big Earn and Nate Nelson, and who else do I have on the docket? Mike Villa and Gabriel
Garzaro. Talk to Alex if she's there too. Gabe's wife. She's super cool. And
is she?
Fucking so smart.
Is she?
Yeah, so smart.
I'm gonna hold you to it. If I talk to her and she's not, I'm gonna be like, well, Kevin said you were smart.
She made me I was a little drunk when she did it, but she definitely like took me to the side and broke me down pretty hard when we were at the collective.
In what way?
You know, just, you know, brought up all the issues that you know you have, but you never really said out loud, like very therapist like.
Oh, I pay for that. I don't need that. I pay for that.
Yeah, I got one session for free.
Is she a therapist? Is that what it is?
No, she's just a very helpful and aware person.
Yeah. All right, wrapping up the show.
Super good looking too, by the way, Gabe.
Tinder Swindler on Netflix. Have you seen it?
I literally don't know what this is.
All right, you watch that and you tell me what movie I need to watch this week, and then we'll come back next week. Also, while you do that, we also want you to know that as you listen to this podcast, whenever Kevin is on, he is going to do a dad joke, and we will rate them. And by we, me.
You
probably don't have a dad joke ready.
I have 3 ready.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about we do 3?
We don't have 3. I just have 3 ready. So
let's do 2.
You want to do 2? Okay.
Yep.
What do the French people
hold on.
What?
Hold on. I'm not. Hold on.
Okay. Right. We need to do our intro.
We gotta get your music. Like, you remember we used to be on the radio? We used to play this music for you.
This is our theme music and my theme music.
All right, go ahead. Do your dad joke.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is DJ Hi Kevin with Dad Joke today.
It used to be Dad Joke Thursday. Yeah.
Dad Joke February 16. Hey,
Dude, you have to say
Shorty.
the date every single time you do that. Dad Joke February 16th.
This isn't Dad Joke Thursday. This is Dad Joke February 16, 22.
All right, go for it.
Hey, Shorty.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, what do the French get high on?
What do the French get high on? Tea.
Weed.
That's like, I'm rating that one a 2.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I just sat forward and crunched my nuts between my legs.
All right, that was a 2. That was terrible.
Oh,
what was
that?
that?
I'm sorry.
That was terrible.
That was the bait.
You gotta come back.
All right.
All right, second dad joke.
Fuck. Now, see, this is tough when the first one flops.
The pressure is on.
So now I have the other 2, and I'm like, if I say one, is it gonna flop? All right.
Second dad joke.
So I started this new job today, right? And
Okay.
the 10th person that gets, so I started as a bus driver, right? The 10th person that gets on, everybody keeps calling me a terrible bus driver. It's like, I don't know where these people get off.
Okay, good. Okay. A 6. Still not a 10.
All right, can I tell the last one then?
Yeah. Go ahead, tell. Yeah, tell.
I just don't understand women. I thought opening the door for a lady was the polite thing to do, but then she just flew out of the plane.
Okay, a 10.
Oh, wow. That's okay. Cool. Sweet. Selected
right.
18 out of 30.
The dad joke there. There you go. We appreciate you listening. You can always subscribe. Just follow the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin on YouTube. Obviously, you can subscribe on Spotify and Apple and Google and all the other podcast apps that are out there. Give us a good review. Hit that 5 stars,
reviews.
Tell us we're beautiful and
like,
shit.
Subscribe, comment.
Yo, future guests. You want to run down the list of future guests that you would like to have on the show?
The people that I want to have on the show?
Yeah, you wrote this list, man. I like this.
I did write this list, and you're knocking out a few of them. I'm just going to, because we sort of talked a little bit about it previously. Our goal is not to just be DJ people, but is to be other industries.
Sure.
Just in the world. And I'm intrigued by radio people because I've always loved the format and the hustle that you guys have. So, a bunch of people on there. The Free for All show, I actually tried to catch it last night, but I was
Sean Tempesta.
Cool. They're super cool. I love Sarah on mic, Marie from the Radio Fam.
Have I told you that story about Marie?
Yeah.
So Marie runs this account called @the_Radio_Fam on Instagram and Twitter. And I think she's just I'd marry her tomorrow. Just true story. The thing is I started
Doesn't know her, but he would marry her tomorrow.
I started it on Twitter, just straight out flirting with her on Twitter, and every radio person is giving side eyes like, what is happening? And then I slid in her DMs, and she's like, oh, that's sweet. Got a boyfriend. And I was like, okay. So yes, but I'd love to have Marie on as well. We can make things awkward on the show.
I think we already have.
You've got a couple other names here. Drew and Fuse, who actually have the Drew and Fuse show.
The DJ world of things. I think that helping podcasts is a great way to leverage everybody.
For sure.
And also, I think that a lot of times to run a podcast is a bit of a service, and sometimes it's nice to be serviced yourself. Wink, wink, Drew and Fuse, I'll blow you. But this also goes out to everybody. Alex Nepa from Sips and Ish. Teddy and I were on that. I'd love to return the favor and have you on. I just love the sound of his voice. Nate Nelson just celebrated his 112th birthday on Super Bowl Sunday. He did an awesome setup. If you don't follow him, check him out. DJ Demand's a good friend of ours. I just want him on because he doesn't want to be on. But I think he has a great COVID story to tell, which makes his existence guaranteed a whole lot harder than yours.
Are you talking about? Yes.
And you've mentioned you're going to talk to Big Earn.
Big Earn.
Also, there's so many mega hot chicks that, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but as a term of endearment, so many incredibly talented ladies that I would like to talk to from the DJ world. Kristen Wilson, and actually her second, I would love to have both of them on because they're a hilarious pair.
I don't know her second.
Yeah.
What's her second?
Jenny Smith.
Wait,
Yeah,
they're both
cool
named Smith? Wait, Wilson. I'm
Kristen
an idiot.
Wilson.
Sorry, I'm an idiot.
Wilson!
You have a note in here, and obviously you've known him for a very long time, Nick Spinelli.
Oh, of course, Nick. Yeah.
You have the prank wars in Cream House. That was just in the notes. I don't know what that means.
We started to talk about it because we showed the drool video in our demo run, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was disgusting. I had to literally DM you on Facebook just to get that image away from the screen because it was absolutely disgusting. But
anyway, so like short story, Nick and I lived together with a couple other guys, and he actually like came in halfway through the college year and joined us. So he had always like been hanging out there. He was like our sixth. We had 5 roommates at one point. And he was like our sixth one, or 7, really. We kind of had. It was weird. But a lot of people hung out at our house.
Sure.
He ended up moving in, and then prank wars ensued. And I would like to say I'm not one to fuck with. And I will make you regret entering any sort of prank war with me. Guaranteed.
Noted.
So I just
definitely noted.
One of my best friends in the world, man, and he got me into this. So I'd like to tell that story. And also just, I haven't had the chance to really like pick Nick's brain in a while. I've always wanted to interview him just because I know all his motives through everything. And,
if you don't watch the Nick Spinelli show, he also has a podcast version as well on Spotify and all that stuff. But if you don't watch it, I at least try to watch some of it. And if not, I'll grab the clips. He does a great job of like clipping the show up on YouTube. Very talented, very smart guy. I met him briefly in Atlantic City at DJ Expo. I think I tried to buy him a drink and pick his brain. The thing is, man, those guys, man, they've got like 7 billion people that want to talk to them.
I was like, hey Nick, Shorty wants to talk to you, and then I just walked away.
You did, yeah. And I was like, just left there. And here's me who like looks like a blown up Harry Potter trying to talk to this guy. And like this, I think, but the thing is like there's 7 billion people trying to get to like him and Jana and Bun, and I just leave him alone, man. I just try to leave him alone.
I think he appreciates that, but squeaky wheels get the most oil. But one of my favorite things to do is, because I'm his friend, a lot of times if I go, hey, Nick, he'll like pay attention to me over everybody else. And then I'll drag somebody in there that just has this like really, not you. This isn't you.
This is me.
Is a separate example. But like, I like to drag somebody in there that's just like going to totally waste his time.
Noted. So that's what I did.
Well, actually, you know what? To give Nick a plug, first off, his show's 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. He had Boy Genius on. If you want to gain some fucking mental clarity, go watch that episode. But also, if you go way back to his vlogs from, I think, the first time that he spoke at the expo, you can see a little dip into the world that is prank wars.
I think the thing about Nick is, like, I don't think he has any broadcast background. And there are a lot of people that do YouTube shows and try to do stuff, and it just doesn't work because they just don't get it. And Nick's one of those guys where, like, when I watch his show, he's got it all planned out very methodically. I don't know why I'm doing this motion. He's got it.
Are you Italian? No, you're like Greek or something.
Irish. But he's
right. McGrody.
yeah. Come on, get it right.
Sean McGrody.
You're not even saying my last name right.
McGrorty.
There you go. You got it right.
McGror. I always forget the second R. My bad.
You do. Yeah. Please remember the second R. But very methodical. Anyway, Nick Spinelli. I can't wait to talk about the Cream House. What is it called? The Cream House.
The Cream House. So actually inspired by hip hop.
Sounds disgusting.
Inspired by Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me.
Cool.
Cream.
Okay.
I don't know. I got to tell the story with him. If I could get all 6 of those other guys on, if we could ever be in the same place again without it being like an absolute yelling, we'd probably break out in a Nerf war, dude. It's like we're so childish.
All right, it's the Radio Shorty podcast. My man, DJ Hi Kevin, I appreciate you joining me on the adventure. Please don't quit after 3 or 4 episodes.
Mama didn't raise no quitter.
That's what the bio says. I think our bio literally says, like, we'll probably do 3 or 4 and then just call it quits. So
just like everybody else.
You can always subscribe to us at the Radio Shorty podcast with DJ Hi Kevin on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on every fucking place you can find your audio and your video. Anything else you want to say, Kevin? Do you want to rap on the way out? I'll give you one last opportunity to.
I don't want to rap on the way out.
Yeah.
Really happy you guys all came to our show. You can come back again, just so you know.
That's all you got?
If you watch the video, you'll see me pick my nose.
Okay, that's it.
I also talk about how Fuse can blow me. I mean, I will blow Fuse. I'm sorry.
Either way, it's happening. That's it. Appreciate you listening and watching. Bye-bye.